What's up, y'all? My name's Bill, and this is how I do it. Today, I'm coming back at you with another episode of Tiny Engine Tuesday, what we calling TNT. It's where we working on tiny engines on Tuesdays, if you didn't know. But anyway, today I'm working on a Homelite Vac Attack 2 blower. It claims it has 200 miles per hour blower capabilities. I don't know about that, but the issue that we having today is, well, one of the issues, I really don't know, but I know this is an issue. The primer bulb has expired. The lines are weak, and you look on this side, this line right here is broken, which to me is a telltale sign of all the lines are fragile and broken, just like this bulb, just like this line, and probably all the other lines involved as well. So what we're going to do today, we're going to replace all of that. I don't know the condition of the carburetor. I'm hoping that it's good. I do got a rebuild kit because it's almost impossible to find carburetors for some of these older Homelite units. I don't know why, but it just, the aftermarket is just not very strong on these for whatever reason. But anyway, we're gonna take a look at these primer bulb and these lines. All right, let's move this primer bulb here. Yeah, those lines are so loose and everything. So, and I got a primer bulb here, a new one. So I'm hoping that this bad boy does what it needs to do. Well, like I said, man, we got to replace most of these lines on this unit, but I also want to see, will this unit fire up? So I'm about to put a little bit of that hot sauce in here, aka starting fluid. Y'all didn't know what hot sauce was. So I'm using this Pyre oil? Upper cylinder lubricant. Upper cylinder lubricant. So let's spray this some in here real quick. Just a little taste. Just a little taste. Wow. All right, it's safe to say that this bad boy fires up, so I think this bad boy is going to be okay. I'm hoping that carburetor's good, but let's replace these lines real quick and see what we got, man. I got to replace all of the lines, so it's not going to be very pretty, but we're going to do it. Tank line, we got to get a new tank, new filter for the tank, and we got to take these bolts off because we got to take off the carburetor. So let's get these bolts off. All right, let's take these out. These are 3/8 bolts. Three eighths. Okay, then the throttle's tied into this air filter housing. All right, we got a bolt right here I got to take off. The Torx bit. So, carburetor's right here. Yeah, I don't think I'll have to actually remove the whole thing to do what I'm trying to do right now. So, but I got to replace these lines. All right, so let's take a look at our fuel bulb. I had put that on there temporarily, but we can snap that out. It's not that difficult to do. All right, so let's replace these lines one at a time. I'm going to replace the one that's going to the carburetor first, which is, it goes to the bottom of the bowl. Bottom of the fuel. All right, so there it is right there. It doesn't look that bad, but it's kind of wore out and it was loose. So it was loose on the connection. So let's cut some line. All right, what we're going to do is measure this line. Boom. Cut. We're just going to put this right back on where it was at. My camera died, but we got this one line on. So let's get the return line back to the tank back on. This line right here. This one, so let's do it. Let's get this out of here. And it broke. I figured it was gonna break. This line here. Measure that line. Got that measurement. Do a little extra for the broken off part. Boom. Then I always cut this at an angle. Like that. So it goes back into the tank easier. And I'll get that other piece out in a second. Yeah, I think it's straight. Yeah, I think it's good. All right, so, and put our bulb back on. Suction part's coming from the carburetor. So that means the line is coming from the carburetor, goes at the bottom of the primer bulb. So what it is pulling fuel through the carburetor and back out into the tank. That's what the primer bulb is doing. All right, that's on there. Let's get this one line, the return line, back to the tank. Let's get it back on here. All right, got that on there. So now what I do is pop that bulb back in there. Boom, that's a done deal. All right, now we gotta do the tank line to the carburetor right here. We gotta do this line next. All right, so how we're gonna do that, gotta open up our fuel tank. And I gotta get this piece that fell out. There it is. That's the other piece of that return line that broke off. All right, now we gotta get this out of here. This broken line here, and I'm pretty sure it's a fuel filter or whatever attached to it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna cut this off. But I just push this line on through. Boom, push that line on through. Bam. I can drop that. Here's that broken filter line and everything. All right, so now we gotta make one last fuel line, and that is from the carb to the tank with the filter. So what we gotta do is use our tool here, our fishing tool. This is a fishing rod. So what we gotta do is we gotta stick this in the tank, and we gotta fish it through this hole here at the bottom. There it is. What you gotta do is you gotta stick it in here, and you can hook it. You can hook it and it'll work. You can hook it like that, and basically you pull it. And you just pull it in there. All right, now after that, all you gotta do is pull it in here, and boom, and it pulls out just like so. And now you can grab it from the other side, and boom, just like that. Neat little tool, man. It saves a lot of time. Then you can unhook it and cut this line off here. Well, if I can get it. Cut that off, put our filter on. Nothing special about the filter. Boom, filter on. And now what we gotta do is just pull it back. You're gonna try to get it to about right here. from there to about right there, so I think that'll be all right there. All right, so got it pulled down. Yeah, that's pretty good. And now gotta break off the rest. We'll pull this hose off. Well, that came off pretty easy. All right, and I'll cut it about right here for now. And doors open. There it is. All right, boom. Line to the tank is on, filter is on. Everything's back on. Air filter housing back on. So okay. And I'm just gonna put this on here. I'm sure it gets adjusted. Is some crows in this house? Is some crows in this house? Is some crows in this house? All right, so let's put this back on. All right, wait a minute. So let's put this back on. That was a good pour that time. All right, let's do it. Oh, air filter out of here. All right, let's prime this bad boy up. Oh, there it is. All right. We got this bad boy choked out already. Let's go. All right. Make sure everything's set. Yeah, it's right. Okay, I think I discovered a problem. Why it won't stay running. See that right here? This lower intake is really loose. It's really loose. And I think it's not getting a good connection where it can have a good vent where it creates enough pressure to pull that vapor inside that cylinder. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tighten this up. It's like some Torx bits, T27s it looks like on both sides. So I'm gonna tighten those up and see what we got. Hey y'all, I got that lower intake screwed back down, and I also changed out this line right here, the main fuel line. It was leaking a little bit, so I put a thicker line on there. So I think that's gonna stop it from leaking. So let's crank this bad boy up, see what we got. Primer bulb, hold the choke. Here, let's crank this bad boy up. Oh man, my gas cap is off. Put my gas cap on. All right. We got this Homelite Vac Attack 2 blower back up and running. It's a Homelite. It's one of the cheaper brands, man, but it's a little finicky, man. I'm gonna tell him, man, you know, you have to work with it a little bit, man. Them Homelites, there's a reason why you don't see them too much anymore. So it is what it is, man. It's back up and running. There's a couple little odds and ends we had to fix, but this is how I do it. Let's get it.